Jack Sheedy's message to his Longford players this week was clear. Play to your full potential or the game will go Carlow's way. When the sides last met in April, it was Longford that came away with 6 points to spare. Brian Kavanagh wasted little time in finding the opening score. The Dublin-based teacher and Kilmacud Crokes clubman would kick 7 points and 6 of those from frees. Liam Connerton was a late replacement for Ross McNerney, and soon he was on his way to a total of a goal and 2 points. His opener from out on the right wing. Carlow's opening score was a point from a free from Brian Murphy, and Owen Ruth took on the Longford defence before setting up David Bambrick, and the arrears were reduced to the minimum. In first half injury time, Rory Connor went goalwards, but Dara Foley would come to the rescue. And at half-time it was Longford 7 points, Carlow 4. Mickey Quinn had threatened the Carlow goal, but perhaps it was a sign of things to come. In the 48th minute, Desi Reynolds' goal for Longford. Before the minute was up, the ball rested in the net at the town end. Gannon to Murphy, and Darren Roberts stuck it in the back of the net. Longford 1-8, Carlow 1-6. Mickey Quinn worked well at midfield. He took a pass from Diarmaid Masterson, and Liam Connerton was available, and he showed no mercy as he struck the back of the Carlow net. Carlow fought hard for a second goal. They went downfield, and David Bambrick would soon be denied by the Longford goalkeeper, Paddy Cullum. It ended Longford 2-15, Carlow 1-8.
We knew it was always going to be tough, as much as from the Carlow side of things as from our own side of things, you know, to get back onto winning ways after our last game. But the lads worked very hard, and they knew what was at stake tonight. And I'm pleased that, you know, we came out the right side of a good victory.
I thought we were absolutely magnificent in the first half, and I'd say we ran out of legs in the end. But very proud of the players. I thought they bounced back well from a heavy championship defeat to Laois. So look, we got the wheels back on the wagon, and we'll be recouping for next year, and please God, we'll push on again.
In the 14 years since the qualifiers were introduced back in 2001, Antrim had only been victorious in 4 games, and they arrived in Portlaoise shorn of 3 of the St. Gall's players, fullback Conor Burke, and half-forwards CJ and Kieran McGurty, dropped for playing in a club hurling league game on Friday night. Laois, who went out tamely to Kildare in the Leinster Football Championship last week, therefore started the game as the overwhelming favourites. And 4 minutes into the contest, Laois hit the front as Donny Kingston kicked over Laois's first point of the afternoon. It set the pattern for the first half, and Laois began to dominate proceedings after a levelling point from Michael Pollock. 6 unanswered points extended the lead to 7, this one from Darren Strong in the 23rd minute. Moments later, the opening goal of the game as Laois corner forward Paul Kingston got in around the back of the Antrim rearguard before firing a shot beyond keeper Chris Kerr. Alicia Vanders now stood at 9 points. But Antrim did have some success over the remaining minutes of the opening half. They outscored Laois by 4 points to 2. This Ryan Murray point meant that at half-time, Laois led 1-9 to 5 points. 5 minutes into the second half, Laois were awarded a penalty when Tipperary referee Derek O'Mahony deemed that Brendan Quigley had been fouled. Ross Munnelly, left-footed, took the penalty, but Chris Kerr guessed right and saved well, diving away to his left-hand side. And that seemed to inspire Antrim. They launched a comeback with 2 Ryan Murray points, 1 from Owen Gallagher, and this one from Mark Pollock cut the gap to 4 points. And in the 47th minute, the gap was down to 1 as Murray added to his 2 points tally with Antrim's first goal. Laois, though, responded, and they seem to have weathered the storm as helped by 3 Donny Kingston points. Tomas O'Flaherty's side re-established their 4-point lead. Kingston's personal tally now stood at 7. But the game was far from over, and Laois faltered after that as Antrim finished strongly. With 1 minute to play, Laois led by 2. That was until substitute Dermot McAleese rolled the ball to the net, and Antrim led for the first time in the game. And in injury time, Antrim scored what turned out to be the insurance point. An excellent one from Paddy McBride to open up a 2-point lead. Moments later, Laois were down to 14 players as Brendan Quigley was shown a straight red for an off-the-ball altercation. And moments later, the final whistle sounded as Antrim produced the first real shock of the 2015 championship. Final score, Antrim 215, Laois 116.
It's a fantastic result for us, the players and the county itself. It's great for us. It's a great feeling.
When you consider as well that you actually dropped 3 players for playing in a club hurling match the day before, you were actually shorn of perhaps 3 of your best players as well. The result is even more remarkable. Why did you drop them?
Well, they are definitely 3 of our best players, and look, the lads had to play a match for their club last night, a hurling match, and to be fair on the lads themselves and to be fair on the rest of the panel, I had to play fresh players, and thankfully it worked out for us. They came in and done well, but the boys are still on board and stuff, so they'll be there available for selection the next day.
That's a fantastic win for Antrim, really against the odds, Pat.
It wasn't like they said there in commentary. It was the first real shock of this year's championship. And it's the 7th week